of America. This is my colleague Dodge Cromwell, who also works for MGT. Two of the facilitators with us tonight are with MGT as well. The others are students at Indiana University who are in graduate studies and agreed to come down and help us. None of us know anyone here. None of us live here. That's maybe a bad news thing from your perspective. The good news is we aren't here trying to sell you a new school. We aren't trying to design a new building. We aren't trying to do anything other than listen to you. That's our goal, is to really understand what your interests are, what your concerns are, what your ideas are, and to gather all of that information and then provide it back to the school board. So, as I said, we are here to listen to you. The worst thing that could happen is you came with a question and you went home not having asked that question. We really do want your questions, even if you think, oh, that's a tough one, we can't throw that one out there. Please do. Please let us know what your questions, your ideas, your issues, your concerns are, so that we can hear that and make sure we factor that into this. We want to capture that information tonight. It will be part of our set of recommendations that we will be making to the school board later on this spring. So we see this process that we're doing with you as kind of like putting a puzzle together. If any of you are jigsaw puzzle types, you'll know it's hard to put the puzzle together if you don't have all the pieces. If one of them has gotten lost under the couch or lost under the table or the dog ate it or something, you know it's much harder to finish the puzzle and to do all of that. So we really do see this master plan process as putting all of the various pieces together. So we've done sort of phase one. We've met with the school board briefly so they could identify the goals. They have not told us what our answers need to be. They have not told us who we need to talk to, except to say, one community meeting, that's not enough. You need to hold one in each community. They have not told us what the right answer is. What they have told us is, you need to listen to the community, you need to gather information. So we've done phase one, which is initial meeting with the district to understand kind of how large the district is, where the schools are, and that kind of problem. Right now, we are in phase two. We had a community forum this afternoon, and this morning, Dodge and I were here doing a facility assessment. We were here at Lyons. We walked the whole building with the principal and with the head custodian so that we could understand some information about this school. We look at 4 things about every one of your school buildings. One, Dodge is an architect, and he looks at the condition of the site and the building. So he looks at all the systems. He looks at the roof, he looks at the plumbing, he looks at the flooring, he looks at the doors and the windows. He wants to know what the building condition is. Second, he looks at the site condition. What's the condition of the parking lots and the play fields and the sidewalks, so that we get a sense of whether this building is in great condition, medium condition, or very poor condition. And all of that information is gathered into our assessment. When I walk the building, I also look at the site and the building, but I'm looking at it from an educational perspective. This is not an office building. This is not a grocery store. This is a school. The spaces here need to support the learning program that you want from your children. If there is a music program, is there a real music room that is separated from the first grade classroom? Or is the music teacher and the first grade teacher about ready to kill each other because they're side by side? So we look at how big the spaces are, whether they're in the right location, and whether they have the right stuff in them. So when I walked the building this morning with the principal, we looked at every classroom. We looked in there to see whether the spaces were large enough for the children that were there, whether they were in the right location, and whether they had the kinds of things in there that are helpful and useful for a school perspective, not just for a space at a church or at a grocery store. Once we are